What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to a Monday freestyle. Yes, indeed. We are back for more, back for another exciting week, and I hope you had a good weekend. Gee, what was the highlight of the weekend? Oh, the No Brains rallies. Yeah, the No Brains rallies, where supposedly what they estimated, they said like 7 to 8 million people across the country showed up. Oh God, yeah, nowhere near that amount of people showed up. I actually did see people in different little pockets around Colorado. um, it was a very I get, I don't really, I don't know. But I think they expected um, a lot more, and it's so bad, in fact, that they had to. They, meaning the Democrats, had to go back and say, well, maybe there wasn't like 7 or 8 million. Maybe there was maybe 1 to 2 million. Okay, well, 80 million people. They say 77, but we all know it's more than that. 80 million people voted for Donald Trump and got him elected to do exactly what they are against him for doing. We want what you see now, what you see happening right now, is what we voted for. So I don't know why you people are still so confused um, about um, what is going on with this. Oh, no wonder. Sorry, I had. There you go. There we go. Okay, sorry. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't have my settings correct, so you didn't really see anything that I just said. But what's up? Happy Monday. It's Monday Freestyle. We're back for more. Um, Gosh, I don't know why it always does this with Rumble. It just Rumble just doesn't act right. Every single time I try to do Rumble, it doesn't like it. So I'm gonna have to figure that out later. Anyway, we're back for more. Yeah, the No Brains rallies, they were a flop, and I'll tell you why. Because these, there are several reasons. There are several moving parts. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Sorry, I started the live stream and I'm like, it's not doing anything. So sorry, you missed like the first 5 minutes of what I was talking about, but I'm glad you are here now. Uh, let's just get into this. The No Brains rally, as I called it, because you had to have no brains to show up to something so ridiculous. I saw several people in different parts, different little suburbs around Denver, because it's, if you don't live here, it's like Denver proper is the closest to the capital downtown, and then the further out you go west, and there's little suburbs. There's Westminster, North Glen, Thornton, blah blah blah. You go south, and you have Lakewood and Arvada. Well, Arvada's more northwest. Anyway, the one part was up on like 58th and Wadsworth. There was quite an intense, big crowd, actually. I would say there was maybe 500 people I would say there's 500 people blocking traffic and causing commotion because people wanted to gawk at the stupid protesters and we couldn't get anywhere. So there was that whole thing. That is extremely frustrating. Um, but they have no message. They, meaning the Democrats, and they they wanted to have this stupid rally to um, try to see how check their numbers. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they're going to check their numbers over the next couple of days and see where they stand with polling, because everything they do is based on like polling, focus groups. They don't do anything organically. They don't know how. They have no idea how to actually appeal to real American citizens. Everything they do, they have to kind of plan it out and then get feedback before they take a step. So everything they do is like rehearsed and it's inorganic, and which results in people knowing that you're full of crap. Um, this this no brains rally. This is the second one they've had. They had one back in June, and it was a flop also. But it's always the same people who show up to these events, and that is what the overwhelming visual that people have is. Oh my gosh, it's nothing but old white people who go to these no king rallies that or protests that mean absolutely nothing. Gee, it's Monday, and I woke up this morning, and praise be to God, Donald Trump is still the president. In fact, he had the Australian Prime Minister in his office this morning at the White House, and he did a bilateral, they call it, with the press surrounding them for a little while, and then eventually they just kick them out so that they can continue doing business. Well, the Australian prime minister made a deal with President Trump, or what, $13 billion or $30 billion for. I'm not sure if it was 13 or 30. So if you know, slap it up in the comments, please, and thank you. And they made a deal for rare earth minerals, for one, because China is trying to pretend that they have some sort of upper hand and leverage. Um, to some degree, they have a little bit of leverage because they have taken over essentially the supply chain in America, because people have come over the last 50 years or so to rely very heavily on the Chinese and their workforce for everything from clothes to shoes to automobiles to trinkets to jewelry to perfume to handbags. Just about anything you can think of has been made in China. We know that for a fact. And so the President Trump, as is customary with him, he's not going to just sit there and while China threw a fit like they did last week, threatening to take away all access to the rare earth minerals that they have pretty much commandeered in places like Africa, because there's a very heavy Chinese presence in Africa. So Ibrahim Traore, who is the president of Burkina Faso, kicked out the French, but the Chinese are still there. So it's just, you know, one devil is just another devil. You're getting screwed in both ways. Back to the bilateral, this meeting this morning, President Trump made this deal with the Australian Prime Minister. So, you know, there's no issues there. And uh, so the Chinese actually, they quickly backed off when they threw a petulant child fit and so, oh, we're not gonna give you rare earth minerals. President Trump is like, yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna slap 150% tariff on your monkey ass. Let's see how you deal with that. So they were okay, okay, never mind. We'll let's come back to the table. So there is a trip that's being planned. The president mentioned it this morning. It was a just one historic thing after another every single day. We are so blessed to have this man as president. And I am highly offended that a bunch of absolutely brainless white liberals think that Donald Trump is trying to be a king. You have no problem with King Harry. Who was that? King Charles. You have no problem with him over there in the United Kingdom. You kiss his nuts. You're fine with him. He's a king. He wears a freaking crown and a long robe and a scepter during ceremonies. You have no problem with that. He has successors that are going to be king when he's gone, burning in hell where he belongs. And you have no problem with him being a king. You kiss his nuts. But President Trump, who said on a flight recently, I don't remember where he was going, but somebody asked him about the No Kings protest, and he's like, no, I'm not a king. I'm not a damn king. I worked my ass off to save America. I'm not a king, nor am I trying to be. It's just the whole notion behind this is just linguistics, gymnastics. It's just meant to stick something in the heads and the brains, or lack thereof, of individuals who have a low IQ. Because you have to have a low IQ to look at the man who just stopped 8 freaking world conflicts and still go and protest against him because he is getting illegals up out of this country, as he should. That's actually his job as the commander in chief and the chief police officer, the chief, as he called himself on Maria Bartiromo just the other day. He is the chief law enforcement officer in this country. Period. That's it. Nobody's hired. As far as law enforcement, he can do what he would like concerning how he handles bringing America back to former greatness and even beyond that. Before 50 million illegal foreign nationals showed up here and started stealing all our stuff, he is supposed to do what he's doing. The mass deportations are supposed to commence. They're supposed to be self-deporting. We don't need all these people here. They're just a drain on society. And let me stay with the no brains protests for just a second, because I just find it very offensive again, and also very interesting that these same individuals are overwhelmingly old white baby boomers, liberals, old white liberals. It's always them, always them. Saturday, I will say, I didn't go anywhere much, but um, um, I went to a bakery that was right across the street from the No Kings protest that was in Arvada, and So this small bakery, local bakery, and some of these no kings individuals showed up in this bakery, and they saw that I was wearing my Charlie Kirk sweater that I have. And I didn't record any of that shit because I don't want to give them any airtime, any press time. They've got plenty. Oh, thank you, DLM, for reposting the stream. I forget to do that. So thank you for doing that. I don't even think I know how to do that at this point. I've got to learn this whole system. So thank you for reposting the stream on X. Thank you very much. Um, so I'm in this bakery and I'm standing in line and I'm seeing these liberals in the back. They had a little room back there, and you could see them just staring, because I'm black. I'm not supposed to, I'm supposed to be out there with them protesting, against the orange Hitler. I'm supposed to be, how dare I have a conservative's memorial attire on while the no kings, or excuse me, no brains protest is going on outside. Um, so what's up, Sherry? Thank you, girl. Thank you for reposting the stream. How you doing, Miss Sherry? So they are staring me down and whatever. They're smiling, but it's like a sneering, like they do. You know how the liberals, they sneer at you. Yeah, they have a little snarky, smarmy look on their face. Yeah. So I'm just like, I wanted somebody to say something to me. You I, you've seen me on doing these lives. You've seen the videos that I post. I want somebody to say something to me. Okay? Go ahead. I was in a mood and it was foul. I'm having too many problems with the hot water heater issue. I did not I was look, I wanted one of these libtards, these old white liberals, say something to me, step to me and see that it's going to be a big misunderstanding up here in this little bakery. Dish is going to be flying because it's not going to be very civil. Thank you. What's up, DLM? Thank you, Bradley, for reposting the stream. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. And welcome on this Monday. Um, but then, I got my cookies because I do like frosted cookies because it's getting to be like fall and Christmas, and I love frosted cookies. They're freaking amazing when they're made correctly. I don't want to go through the trouble of making them, but I do like just small pleasures in life, little frosted cookies. So anyway, I'm on my way out, and these liberals are just smarmy, sneering, and I'm like, say something, say something. But the people who did say something were a bunch of MAGA people. There were like 8 MAGA people on the other side of the bakery. And they told me very loudly, by the way, we wanted to tell you while you were standing up there, we love your sweater. We love that sweater you have. Uh, uh, brother Charlie Kirk. I'm like, thank you very much. I wear it proudly, and I'm going to get more as the time goes on. Thank you so very much. And God bless you, and God bless brother Charlie Kirk's wife and children. I'm loud up in this bakery. So we're having a brief conversation, and I'm making sure they hear every damn word I say. I want some white liberal trash to come to me and step to me and try to get up in my face about my president. Go ahead. Go ahead and see what happens. I'm not, these people are so stupid. I can't even handle that level of low IQ stupidity. And it's like, I'm going to take it further, as I've said so many times. They are out there protesting because they have 3 or 4 retirement checks coming in every month. They don't have to work. See, they're out there because they don't have to work. And there were no Gen Zers, no millennials. There were some Gen Xers out there. They're stupid too. But sorry, it's driving me crazy. Um, it was mostly old white liberal baby boomers. Like, hold on. Let's just prove that what I'm telling you is what it is. Um, because let's see. Let's go with which one? Here's one in Denver that was near the Capitol. Let's look at this one. As you can see from the aerial view, there were some people there, but it's not full. It's like it's not full of people. There are a lot of spaces here. There were not as many people as they tried to let on. They tried to say, oh, 7, 8 million people. And then earlier today, they had to revise it down. Well, maybe 1 to 2 million, maybe. You might have had 600,000, and I mean cross the country in every location. You didn't have millions at this no kings bullshit. But here, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll play a little bit of it.
No kings. That is the message from demonstrators nationwide today. More than 2,500 events expected all across the country, including here in Colorado. From a huge crowd at the state capitol, groups up in Estes Park, all rallying against President Trump and his administration's policies. Good Saturday evening to you. I'm Kelly Worthman. Thank you for joining us. This is the second time No Kings rallies have been held across the country. The first so-called day of action happened back in June. We do have team.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to skip a little bit. But notice the crowd. Notice the demographic of the crowd.
Similar demonstrations nationwide, and crowds filled Civic Center Park and the Capitol steps, rallying against what organizers call, quote, authoritarian actions, unquote, by the Trump administration, citing street kidnapping,
but Denver's a freak show,
and much
and this
more.
is near
Many
the
people
Capitol.
expressing their frustrations with the current administration and its policies.
Or this time, the whole west steps and the Capitol were full, and the park was full. The march basically ran into itself because there were so many people on the march that they made it all the way around and back.
What's going on? I've never, I'm going to be 70 pretty soon, and I've never in all my years have seen anything like this. Anything.
My father fought in World War II. He fought.
White liberal.
He fought against fascists. He's rolling over in his grave right now. That we're allowing.
You're
this
dumb
to
and
happen.
ugly.
There was also an activist fair earlier today with more than 60 organizations, each offering ways for people to get involved beyond the protest. Right now, the protest is over. It was over at around 4 p.m., but there are still a couple of people here at the Capitol still protesting, still.
Yeah, okay. We're going to skip a little bit more. Let's look here.
Down here in the South Metro part of the city, but the protesters who showed up were just as passionate.
The day started off early in the South Metro at 10 a.m. in Parker, where hundreds came out to express their unhappiness with the direction this country is headed.
I think it's good. I would have loved to see twice as many. But
Karen Zimmerman was holding down the corner of Parker and Main with her sign.
Because I support democracy, and I like that we have the ability to voice our concerns.
A Karen, no less.
And that it's part of the Constitution. And I think we've got some changes that need to be made in our leadership right now.
She says overall, things were peaceful.
I would say the majority is supportive.
You think Vietnam was fun, you idiot? God.
Years ago, you moron.
We did a couple of obscene hand gestures, but nothing terrible.
By the afternoon, people had gathered at the road in the Venezuela.
Shows that people are concerned about what's going on in this country.
Randy Williams is a veteran of the Marine Corps. He says he came out to show his frustration with how the president is using the military.
The military does not belong on the streets of America. You know, if you have a problem with crime, then how you fight crime is you get poverty programs, you get people jobs. You don't put the military on the streets. ICE running around like they can do whatever the hell they want to do, not showing their faces, not having cameras on, shooting a priest in the head, a priest.
Nobody shot.
Throwing women to the ground. I mean, it's ridiculous.
No matter what specific reason led them to come out, protesters say ultimately the day was about protecting their country and the values they hold dear.
I'm grateful to be an American and to live in this country.
Old white. You get the gist. Old white liberals. BLM said old enough to be my parents. Old white liberals, same old story, same old bullshit across the country. Look at this crap. This ugly female right here. Let's bring her in because she is just, I don't even know what to say about this one. This is Nicole Wallace, who looks kind of giddy, thinking that this No Kings protest is of any value. So she apparently responds to Donald Trump's vile social media post. It wasn't vile, it was actually very funny. And Nicole Wallace she has the excitement of watching paint dry. She's drab. There's nothing exciting about her. I have no idea why people continue to watch this show, and actually they don't. The ratings are in the toilet. Nobody cares what this individual has to say. Look, DNC, I would do 1,000 times better than this nasty, disgusting witch. Let's hear a little bit of what she has to say, because I can't stand Nicole Wallace for very long.
We begin with a study in contrast. Here are Presidents George W. Bush and President Barack Obama when confronted by public opposition to their policies.
Democracy is a beautiful thing, and that people are allowed to express their opinion. I welcome people's right to say what they believe.
I've listened to you. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. All right? Now, I've been respectful. I let you holler. All right? So let me nobody's removing you. I've heard you, but you've got to listen to me too.
To say what?
Believe me, no president likes to see the public turn out in large numbers against them and their agenda. But when it does happen, as you saw there, every one of them understands that it is the people's right to exercise free speech and to criticize their elected leaders at the top of their lungs. And that very thing is what makes America great.
It really is. Is it now? Is it now? Is it now, Nicole? Because January 6th political prisoners were not allowed to express themselves without being thrown in prison, without a trial, without charges even being brought against them. To petition the government for a redress of grievances, excuse you.
That is what makes America America. It's what makes us special all around the world.
So this is up to date, right? Mostly. At my last job, we used this tool called Scribe for onboarding. Honestly, it makes everything so much easier.
Until right now. Donald Trump showed the world what he thinks of the American people by literally broadcasting an image of himself pouring feces all over America and the American people. The No Kings protests clearly
not
getting
over American people, you ugly witch. Over the image of Harry Sisson and you retards standing outside for no kings, actually no brains. You know, I am so glad I have a president who trolls the shit out of people like you. So glad, because he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. And I don't either. I could care less what Nicole Wallace thinks. She's a has-been. She's a loser. Nobody likes her. Only old, white, creepy liberals watch this ridiculous show. What she should have in the background image is a North Korea.
Deep under Donald Trump's skin over the weekend. But more importantly, the protests show the contours of a new opposition in America, one led by the people. According to the organizers, 7 million people came out to protest Donald Trump on Saturday. More than 100,000 people marched in New York City. In Chicago, the march at one point stretched 22 blocks. But the protests were hardly confined to big cities in blue states. Here's what the No Kings protests looked like in Anchorage, Alaska. Thousands of people taking to the streets. And the protests included people protesting from all walks of life. Here's what a U.S. Army veteran told a reporter at a protest in Oklahoma City.
I was willing to die and lost a leg in a foreign country fighting for their rights. There's no way I'm bending the only knee I have left for a king. I can't sit idly by why rights are trampled on and ignored, and people are pushed and treated like.
Who the fuck is he talking about? Illegal aliens who don't belong here? Yeah, I've had enough. I'm not watching any more of this garbage. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, I've had enough. Where they are literally outside protesting on behalf of illegal aliens, because this is what this is about. They're talking about, oh, American citizens, people who are being targeted, and ICE agents and this and that. ICE is not bothering American citizens unless you get in the way of what the president has given as far as orders. What is your problem? He said this on his campaign trail, that he was going to conduct the largest mass deportation in history. It's happening, just like he said it would. Why are y'all so confused? Why are y'all still acting like he doesn't know what he's talking about? He told us he was going to do this, and I voted for him because I want them out. I want them out. Very interesting. Exactly, BLM. Their Vietnam era Jezebel Jane Fonda, reliving their youth. Yeah, you know, you're right about that. You're right about that. And you're also right when you say they have no idea what to do with memes. They do not. They had a freaking Pepe the Frog out there in Portland. Bro, we did that shit 10 years ago. Kick. I mean, Pepe the Frog, we did that. Y'all hijacking Pepe the Frog. Y'all hated Pepe the Frog. Got people kicked off social media for Pepe the Frog memes. Y'all hate Pepe. Now you're dressing up in frog costumes. So when we call you retarded, we mean it. We mean it. Anyway, they are outside protesting to protect criminal illegal aliens, a lot of them with criminal records, and they're all criminals, by the way. Every single one of them is a criminal. If you cross into this country without authorization, you are a criminal. You're a criminal. I don't care if your country is poor. That doesn't mean any damn thing. So what? After the last 4 years of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, this country has been poor. So what do you want? We don't want any more foreign nationals, illegal showing up. They call Trump an isolationist. No, put that on me. I'm an isolationist. I don't want nobody here. We're full for like the next 5 to 10 years. We don't need any more immigrants. We're good. We're good. We don't need anybody from anywhere. We have plenty of skills and expertise right here in this country. All I got to do is go over to the Colorado School of Mines and look at all of the young engineers who are American citizens who come from all walks of life. Some of them get scholarships to go to the extremely hard to get into Colorado School of Mines. They're American citizens from the heartland, from the Pacific Northwest, from Colorado, from the East Coast. We have talent right here that has not been given a chance because of all the H-1B visa holders who have been sucking all the jobs out of. You talk about a giant sucking sound. It's these foreigners, dude. They have been coming here, stealing our money, stealing our welfare system, stealing our homes, driving up the price of homes, causing or at least adding to the inflation. Definitely, they have added to the prices of homes skyrocketing because there's so many of them that have been getting home loans. They've been getting FHA loans. I've mentioned that before on it may have been a video or a live stream. I can't remember. It might have been on a video. Thank you, Awaken. What's up, my friend? They've been getting FHA loans. Are you shitting me right now? Can you get an FHA loan? Hell no. Because if you survived the last 4 years of Joe Biden, you got toilet credit. You got toilet credit. You go to a car dealership to buy a new car, they're going to print you out a bus pass. Get the hell up out of here. Okay? The interest rate, excuse me. The rate of inflation under Joe Biden was over 9%, dude. 9%. What? What's up, Jens? Jen said, I saw a TD. The real amount of illegals here is 90 million. I would believe that. 50 million came in under Biden alone. We already had 50 million or more here already, and they dumped 50 million more. And people didn't expect anything to change. And now these freaking idiots are out here with these no brains protests, protesting the way that these people are being treated. Are you serious? I showed a video last week of how the illegals in Mexico who came up through the Darien Gap, through Central America. I showed you how the Mexican police are treating those people. Honey, they throw strollers into the vans. They throwing people into vans. There's a mass deportation effort that started actually in January of this. They started talking about this in November, December of last year, when President Trump first won the election. I've seen the articles coming out of Mexico. They were trying to figure out how the hell they were going to accommodate mass deportations. And see, they trying to keep this shit on the DL because it's hard to find videos. I did find one. Somebody had shared it last week, and I shared it in my live stream. It might have been Thursday or Friday, I can't remember. But Mexico cannot, look here. Where is this article? Oh, this is actually from, I'll show you. This is from last October, or excuse me, from 8 January of this year. Experts believe Mexico cannot accept all migrants deported from the United States. Ain't that some shit? Really? 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 But Mexico got helped to facilitate all of the caravans and the millions and millions of people that they let into America. They basically and they made money off of them through the cartels. They made money off of these individuals. Look, Mexican migration experts stated Mexico does not have the capacity, does not have, ain't this a bitch? Ain't this about a bitch? I'm just tripping when they say shit like this with a straight face. So they just dump them into this country. And then on top of it, when President Trump is getting rid of them, or when we don't accept them by the millions like Joe Biden did, it's inhumane. You got immigrants' rights groups and human rights groups screeching about how it's inhumane to not let all these people in here. Mexican migration experts stated Mexico does not have the capacity to give shelter to all migrants from the United States who may be deported by the coming American administration led by Donald Trump. And the country is facing a humanitarian crisis. Are you now? Experts also called the measures taken by the Mexican authorities insufficient, including in particular expanded consular support in the United States for Mexican compatriots. No, y'all can go home too. You've stolen enough of our money. Get out. According to Mexican media reports, the Trump government may deport about 500,000 Mexicans in 2025. However, their return to the country is fraught with serious difficulties. So you can't take your own mother. I'm just really, help my mouth, Holy Ghost. Help me, Jesus. Help me. However, their return to the country, to Mexico, is fraught with serious difficulties. These are your people. As they lack the documents necessary to participate in the numerous social programs of the Mexican government. These are your people. These are Mexican people. So you can't accommodate your own damn people. So your only solution is to dump them into the United States with no plan of ever, they did not ever plan on taking them back. Claudia Sheinbaum has fought this the entire way. She has fought this from the time President Trump took office. She doesn't want them back. She needs them to stay here, continue making money under the table, getting paid in cash, getting all our welfare benefits, and sending the money back to Mexico and keeping Mexico paid through remittances. I've talked about that on my videos. I haven't talked about it on the live streams yet because I just started doing these. But remember, Mexico, and this is just one country. This is just one foreign country. Mexico enjoyed over $64 billion in remittances from their citizens who are living and working in America and sending money back to Mexico. The remittance charges, they've been making bank off of remittances all this time. Bank. You hear what I said? They've been making bank, pocketing lots of dollars, while American citizens can't hardly afford regular, normal things like, I don't know, housing. Hold on. We're gonna talk a little bit more about this. Hold on. Here's another one. I'm gonna bring this one in. Wait, which is this? Oh, okay. I did that one already. Sorry, my bad. Here's another one. Because, you know, when it comes down to it, they admit that they cannot absorb all of these people. Here's another article from 26 January 2025. Mexico prepares for mass deportations amid tensions with the U.S. In Ciudad Juarez, under the shadow of a massive crucifix. Don't bring Jesus into this. Mexican workers are constructing a tent city to accommodate thousands of deportees expected from the United States. This initiative is part of a broader response to what current, hate it for you, President Donald Trump describes as, quote, the largest deportation in American history. Juarez, one of 8 Mexican border cities preparing for this anticipated influx, serves as a focal point for these efforts. Men in boots and caps are building temporary shelters on the old fairgrounds, once graced by Pope Francis in 2016, transforming the site into a refuge for deportees. These individuals, many of whom have lived in the U.S. for years, which is an even bigger problem because it means they've been living here for, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years and never even bothered to try to become a citizen. So screw them and screw you for saying this shit. In the U.S. for years, as casual laborers, domestic workers, or farmhands now face uncertain futures in Mexico. Back then, Claudia Sheinbaum was saying, the Mexican government embraces you. It promises food, medical care, and assistance with identity documents for returnees. President Claudia Sheinbaum has assured that deportees will qualify for social programs, pensions, and immediate employment opportunities. She said back then in January, Mexico will do everything necessary to care for its compatriots, emphasized Interior Minister Rosa Isela Rodriguez. And it goes on and on and on to the break of dawn. I'm done with that shit. What's up, Misty? What's up, Misty? Thank you for reposting the stream, my love. I'm doing all right, girl. How are you? And thank you for joining. Thank you. I'm so glad to see you on a Monday. So that was back in January that they were like, Mexico helps its people, and we'll do everything we can to get you in here and get you social programs and get you reacclimated. You're our compatriots. Yeah. And now they're like, we can't. Hold on, United States. We ain't got the money. We don't have the money. What do you mean you don't have the money? These are your freaking people. I know, Misty, isn't it something? I'm so glad, dude. Oh my goodness. This used to be my thing on Periscope. That's how I met so many people that I'm still cool with now. But it's really interesting that this individual is whining now about how she can't take back her own damn people. You can't take back your own people. Here's another one. Let's bring this one in, might as well, while we're talking about it, from Zero Hedge. Mexico's Tijuana declares emergency in anticipation of mass deportations. This was 17 January of this year. The city council in Tijuana, Mexico, a border city located 20 miles south of San Diego, too close, too damn close, too close, unanimously passed an emergency declaration on the 13th of January to allocate city funds for the anticipated arrivals of deportees from the U.S. after President-elect Donald Trump takes office on January 20th. Oh, I'm going to go down. This is Tijuana Mayor Ismael Burgueño. He said, quote, "We knew that at some point we could quickly face challenges in infrastructure, public services, as well as security and more." Oh my God. He said, went on further, once they're deported, they're guaranteed to be treated with dignity and full respect for their human rights. Yeah, okay, cool, good. They're your people, so I would expect nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, bro. I'm over these stupid people. Jen said Tijuana is nasty. Girl, I ain't never been there. I'm not interested. I have no desire to go anywhere near there. And the cartels are putting out messages to unalive people, American citizens, definitely ICE agents. They taking people for ransom because see, the cartels ain't making no money. Cartels ain't making no money. They are not getting their drugs in here. Oh, by the way, yeah, the president did another. Let me see, where is let me see. I can't find it. Oh, okay. The president, they destroyed another drug vessel coming from Venezuela just yesterday or today. Was it? I think it was. And these, of course, these human rights organizations are throwing a fit because they want to protect the cartels. Misty said, take a look at this. We can go live on X now. Oh, you're so sweet. God love you, woman. Misty, you're so cute. I'm starring now, and I love that one. That is so cute. Jen says, Tijuana can't even take care of their own sewage. Yeah. I made videos about that. How Tijuana has been dumping their sewage into San Diego for decades. That just nasty AF. Your nastiness from Tijuana, you're just dumping it into America. So we're just giving you all kind of wire transfers every month. We're giving through USAID. We're giving you money. We're taking care of your people. We're taking in your people. You getting remittances from us at this country. $64 billion in remittances. That's basically that's all their money. That's income for Mexico, not us. Hold on. I'm tripping right now. That's one of the ways they've been stealing from us. Here we go. This is from Patricia on X at 1109. Patricia, she said Mexico begins mass deportations after realizing they cannot absorb the costs of immigrants after the U.S. border has been shut down and hermetically dam sealed. Check it out. Shit, hold on. Sorry. I got to bring it in. My bad. Hang on a second. Sorry. Yeah, check this out.
I'm Christina Awayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Mexico has started mass deportations of illegal migrants, deporting thousands to Central America. Mexico making the move after President Donald Trump closed the U.S.-Mexico border. The closing led to an 85% plunge in illegal migrant entries through the U.S.-Mexico border in the first 8 months of the year, the lowest levels in half a decade. Mexico has realized that it cannot absorb the spillover from Biden-era open border policies, as more illegal migrants have been apprehended in Mexico than by U.S. agents in recent months. Here are some of the moves being made by Mexico. Mass deportations to Central America, sending migrants back to Guatemala via bus convoys and direct repatriations. Thousands are now being stopped before heading north through Mexico. Mexico is rejecting non-Mexican migrants, saying they are not a waiting room and will not foot the bill for illegals.
Wait. What did she just say? What did she say? Did she say they are not, this is not a waiting room? Mexico is not, let me just bag my bus up, because I don't think I heard that. I might have to take a goody powder, like on screen, because that just gave me a headache. Like, I'm gonna need a goody powder. Hold on. I'm gonna have to take a goody powder. And like, if y'all don't know what goody powders is, you need to be hip to the game. This is a Southern thing. And when I lived in the South, every office I worked in had a giant box of like 1,000 goody powders. Misty, you know what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm the real deal Holyfield. It's IRL up in this camp. Woo, Lord have mercy. Oh my God. If you don't know what goody powders is, you need to get up on that, because it takes your headache away in like 5 minutes. Jesus. Did this precious woman, I like this woman. Christina Arroyo, I think is her name. She is on TikTok and she makes some really good news shows on TikTok. I would follow her. It's on here. And they work. Yes, ma'am. Miss Misty, you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm squawking. Girl, my headache, it'll be gone by 5 minutes. This headache is going to go away. I'm gonna just listen to this woman again. Mexico said that they are not a waiting room and they cannot afford all these illegals. Yes, darling, I am on TikTok here. Let me see. I am on TikTok at, I'm gonna see if it'll let me yep, there we go. That is my handle on TikTok. And thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's my handle on TikTok. I haven't posted on there that much because they nuked like 20 of my accounts. So I'm just kind of quiet on there right now. I'm trying to figure it out. But this blessed woman just like, so Oh, Sherry, you're so sweet. Thank you. Sherry said, everyone go on Karen's page and turn in video notifications and you will know right when she goes live. Thank you, girl. I forget to say this stuff. I got to get better at this. I'm just glad you guys are here, man, on a Monday night, a Monday freestyle. This blessed woman just said that Mexico said they are not a waiting room. Hold on. Let's hear let's hear this wonderful woman again.
Is rejecting non-Mexican migrants, saying they are not a waiting room and will not foot the bill for illegals.
Meanwhile, they will not foot the. Wait a one fucking minute here. Now this is gonna make me mad. I'm gonna have to get another goodie powder. They will not foot the bill for illegals. They will not foot the bill for illegals. I'm sorry, I find that offensive. Mexico said, I want y'all to really understand what is being said here. She reports Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum and the Mexican government said, number one, they are not a waiting room. Number two, they will not foot the bill for illegal aliens. But our president, our beloved president, and the American citizens who are conservatives get called every name but a child of God because we don't want all these illegals sucking up our resources in this country. And we get called racist and xenophobe and every other phobe, but she can stand up there with her funny looking self and say that Mexico will not foot the bill for illegals. Well, why did you let them all come up from your southern border? You could have stopped it, Claudia. One more again.
Or through Mexico. Mexico is rejecting non-Mexican migrants, saying they are not a waiting room and will not foot the bill for illegals. Meanwhile, Mexican federal police and immigration agents are apprehending and physically detaining illegal migrants at a faster pace and are often accused of harassment, extortion, and quick removals of illegal migrants.
Quick removal?
That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Ohio.
So the Mexican... So they're not a waiting room and they will not foot the bill for illegal migrants. Cat dog. Okay. I mean, Jesus. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. I'm sorry, that's cold-blooded, bro. That's cold. So we got stuck with all the illegals. But now that President Trump has hermetically sealed the southern border and even the northern border, because they were coming in through the northern border also, because the cartels had been trying to get their drugs and their humans into America by any way they can. Here, let's try. I'm sorry. I'm just really stumped with them being so bold as to say they will not pay for illegal migrants in Mexico. This is an example of a stupid individual who was following ICE agents around so that she could get clicks on her social media and try to look like she's resisting. And this is posted from Clown World on X, and it just shows the length that American citizens are stupidly willing to go to protect illegal foreign invaders. Check this out. I'm bringing it in so we can see how stupid Americans. I don't know if she's American or not. She might be an illegal herself. But check this out.
Just wanted to warn you guys now. That's fine. You can record. Just want to let you know, if you continue to tell us, because we're already kind of watching you, then we're going to take you guys out of your vehicles and arrest you for impeding operations. So I'm just warning you right now. If you continue to kind of follow us around and monitor us like this, we will take you on and arrest you. Okay?
We're not allowed to be in the Home Depot parking lot.
No, fat ass. You're not allowed to follow around ICE agents in their operations to impede upon their operations because your little social media page that only has like 50 fucking followers, because only your immediate little circle of losers cares about you. How about you follow somebody to the fucking gym?
We know you're already trying to tell us. We're watching what you're doing with us.
Yeah, but...
Okay, so when we leave the Home Depot and we continue to see this car follow us, we're going to assume you're following us. We're not going the same directions, I'm pretty sure. So
is that illegal, though?
Yeah, it is. It is, actually. So that's why I'm warning you. If you continue to follow us.
What? Yes, you moron. It is illegal to follow ICE officers. These are federal officers. You dumb. This is what America has become. Spoiled, entitled, fat people who think that they can continually impede upon the directions that they were given by the president, who just said the other day on Maria Bartiromo that he is the chief law enforcement officer. And this little fat freak thinks that somehow she has jurisdiction. I need to know who you are. I need your badge number. No, you do not. No, you don't. What you need to do is turn around and just go back to Krispy Kreme where you came from.
You both will be arrested. I'm just warning you because I don't want to have to do it. But if you continue to follow us, that is impeding our operations, and we will arrest you guys. So I'm just warning you now.
There, that's how that's done. Go away, or you're going to be arrested. Aloha, Eddie. Jen said we have our elected government in Chicago encouraging this. Yeah, because it's being run by the individual who thinks that he's going to steal another election. Brandon Johnson. He's about as dumb as a bag of hammers. Oh, God in heaven. Oh. I'm here. I'm going to hold on 2 seconds. I got to grab that. I should have done this, but I didn't think I'd need it. Battery is getting low. I thought I had enough battery, I guess, but live streams take up battery life. So it's just like with these activist judges who somehow think that they have jurisdiction over, let's put it this way, that somehow they have jurisdiction over President Trump and what he's doing as the chief law enforcement officer in this country. We hired him to do exactly what he's doing. So Here's another one that's very interesting. When I'm going to kind of jump around, this is more information about the No Brains rally. Just some numbers here from Seamus Bruner. Yes, at Seamus Bruner on X talks about the funding for these No Brains rallies. They traced $294,487,641, all funneled through the same Riot Inc. dark money networks, Arabella Network, Soros Network, Ford Network, Tides Foundation, Rockefellers, and Warren Buffett. That's interesting. Warren Buffett? Yeah, so roughly $300 million for a failed rally full of a bunch of old white liberals. And see, the thing with these people, they are they're set. They're set. They have 4 retirement checks coming in every month. They're set. They don't have the worries and the problems that Gen Z and millennials have, who cannot afford to buy a house, can barely afford to rent an apartment. And you have the nerve as an old white liberal boomer shitbag to be out protesting Donald Trump, who is doing everything possible to restart the economy after 4 years of Joe Biden and the Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris, and their attack, their economic Armageddon on American citizens. They attacked us through the economics. They attacked our way of living, because until the pandemic, the country was doing very well, and we were on our way to a golden age then. But see, they dropped that bomb during that time, and it grinded everything to a halt. But I'm staying on this right now. These old white liberal baby boomers who have Social Security, they have their work retirement because of their first job. Maybe they've got 2 jobs because they changed careers. So they got 3 retirement checks coming in. Then they got Medicare to take care of their old freaking ass. What's up, Boykin? How you doing, love? I'm so glad to see you. You are yes, they attacked us. That was a direct attack on American citizens. These old white boomers, the liberals. I'm not talking to conservatives. I am not talking to conservatives. Don't even send me messages. I'm a boomer and look, I don't care. I'm not talking to conservative boomers. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking liberal, sanctimonious asshole class who sit there with their nose in the air to the point that they're drowning in their own disgusting narcissism, because they have their life is set. Their home, they might have 1, 2, sometimes 3 homes, are paid off. They don't have mortgages. All they're paying on is property taxes and insurance. They don't have mortgages anymore. Their home has been paid off for 20 years. They're sitting on money. They're all liquid. They're liquid. They don't have $3,000-$4,000 a month mortgage like new young families who are struggling and barely keeping their head above water, or the Gen Zers who are just getting into the workforce It's their turn now, you old asshole. You got your shit. Go somewhere and sit down. You talking about no kings? That's because you ain't got nothing but time on your hands. You ain't see a lot of Gen Zers out there because they have to work 2 and 3 jobs. They 3 or 4 deep in one apartment because they have to have roommates because they can't afford anything. And you out here talking about no kings, you dumb bitch. You're the one who are making bank off of the stock market right now in your mutual funds, in your portfolio is diversified. You got money coming and going because of Donald Trump. The price of gold is over like $4,400 per troy ounce. Silver is over $60 an ounce. You ain't nothing but liquid. And you sitting here talking about no kings. You ain't doing nothing but making money left and right, up and down. You got money coming from all directions. And you talking about no kings. You gonna leave your family with a home that's paid off, no mortgage. They ain't gonna do nothing but sell it and put your old ass in a damn memory care facility. And you out here screaming about no kings. It's President Trump who had AstraZeneca in the Oval Office last week, bringing drug prices down and once again making America a most favored nation for drug prescriptions. So you ain't paying out the nose for all your drug prescriptions. And you talking about no kings? He's the one who's getting these illegals up out of here who've been driving the price of everything in this country through the roof, including the cost of housing. But you wouldn't care, would you? Because you got your regular home that you live in. You got your summer home. You got your winter home. You got your winter home down in Florida where you go when it gets cold in Colorado. So you don't give a fuck about these young people, do you? You out here with no kings, no kings. The fuck are you talking about? The very fact that you can get out and protest means we don't have a king. Jesus is king. How about that? I didn't see nan one of y'all with a sign about Jesus. You're pretending to be patriots. You're not the ones who are the patriots. We are. We voted Donald Trump in overwhelmingly because you people are psychotic. You are trying using your activist judges, your activist Democrat judges who donate openly to Democrats every election. You are using them to try to block President Trump's, or at least slow it down, with every single executive order he writes, with every decision he makes. Some activist judge comes from out of nowhere. Who the fuck are these people who are suing him? Where are they? I want to know who they are. Where is it? The judges themselves who are who are stopping? Where are they getting these illegals? Where are they getting these people who are come out of the blue, filing lawsuits against President Trump? How can you, as an illegal alien, file a lawsuit and you're an illegal? You ain't got no money. You supposedly come here for a better life. No kings, my ass. You're the ones. President Trump saved Social Security for your sorry ass. And you're talking about no kings. You don't have to pay as much for your insulin and your heart medication because of Donald Trump. And you talking about no kings. You old bastards. Go somewhere and sit the fuck down, unless you are going to try to do something to help these young people, because your time, you got one foot in the grave, bitch. Go somewhere. Get out of here. If you're not going to be part of the solution, you're part of the problem. We don't need you and your no kings with all of your money that you're sitting on, all of your money from your years of working. You know, you got $5 million that you've saved up all these years, your 401k and your retirement and shit. And you're making it difficult for the young people who don't have what you have. Donald Trump is trying to restore this country so that young people don't have to go to some indoctrination center known as a college or university for four to 6 years to be indoctrinated into Marxism. You can be a plumber. You can be a automobile mechanic. You can be an electrician. You can be a cable installer. You can work on people's homes. You can build custom homes. You can be a roofer. Oh yeah, because the jobs are opening up because the illegals held all those jobs. The illegals held all the construction jobs. I told you in a video I think I did last week, I saw a black landscaper. I've never seen a black dude as a landscaper in my life, because landscaping jobs are always illegals, or at least they're always Hispanic. That's just, it's not a stereotype when it's true. Period. Go ahead and argue with me if you want. But when you drive down the street in your nice neighborhood, you tell me since the 80s and the 90s, how many white people you have seen, and definitely how many black folks you have seen doing landscaping. Boykin said, old farts never paid more than $500 in property taxes, ever. Damn straight. Property taxes on a $500,000 home in Seattle are $6,400 a year. It's disgusting. And they're out here talking about no kings. They won't even give Trump credit when they go to the pharmacy and pick up their 48 bottles of medication and they're only paying like $20. They just take it and go, Y'all worshiped a dude who was a Shady Pines resident who did nothing but destroy this country and put us into economic Armageddon. You worshiped at the feet of a corpse. But Donald Trump, who flies back and forth across the world doing deals for the benefit of American citizens, who's got tariffs coming in here so much that he can pay the military because the Democrats shut the freaking government down because they can't get their freebies for illegal aliens. That's who you protesting against. You're sick in the head. You're sick in the head. You're pissy. You're old because you're mad because you old, and these young people are just starting out, and they're the ones who are going to inherit everything that you built, and you're pissy about it. And you're just being a sour old brat. No kings. Oh, but you have no problem with King Charles. Oh, yeah, got it. Got it. Got it. You have no problem with the King of Monaco. You have no problem with kings in other countries. I think, does New Zealand have a king? Other countries have a king, and you have no problem with it. Donald Trump isn't even a king, nor does he profess to be. But somehow you got to think of some dumb sloganeering bullshit that makes no sense to anybody, because the very fact that you're protesting shows that there's no king, because kings don't allow protests against themselves. You're just pissy because the illegal aliens are being moved up out of here like they need to be. Watch what's going to happen. President Trump just said it recently. Give me a year. This time next year, you watch. Christmas is going to be way different, way better. He's just getting started, and he ain't stopping. These deportations will continue, and they're going to get more and more and more intense. And Democrats, you're just going to have to get used to it and shut the hell up. You don't like it, don't look. That's really all there is left for you. If you don't like it, don't look. The cost of housing is going to go down. We have spent over $1 trillion supporting these people over the last 4 years, paying for their housing, paying for their medical care, paying for their educations, paying for their transportation. Everything that involves these individuals has been one money pit after another. You cannot bring in 50 million foreign nationals with no job skills, except like the things that American citizens do as entry-level jobs. You can't bring that many people in and expect the landscape of the country to not change for the worse. Because see, they're cheap labor. They'll work for a lot less than American citizens. And Bernie Sanders and Sandy Cortez, aka AOC, keep talking about the oligarchy, they fight the oligarchy. Income inequality. We need to be paid a living wage. What is a living wage? Exactly, AOC, is it the opposite of a dead wage? What is a living wage? I mean, it's an economic term because I've seen it in my economics class. But when you say that, you're not talking about American citizens. You know that you support illegals first. Democrat Party, illegals. Those are your constituents. And your constituents are being hauled up out of here. Thank God. Watch, a year from now, the housing, it has no choice. The housing prices have got to go down. There's no choice in that matter. All these, I know I talk about the areas around Colorado where these old white baby boomers, these homes that they're selling for, $800,000-$900,000 in neighborhoods like Applewood, that's outside of Golden and Lakewood, and it's pretty and it's nice, and they don't budge. You don't have $900,000 to pay for my home, then you ain't getting it. Okay, well, old bitch, then you ain't selling the house. Because there is a very small amount of American citizens who have $900,000 when the interest rates are over 6% still. I mean, they're going very slowly down, but the interest rate is what's making these housing payments unaffordable. These builders like Lennar and Classic Homes, they are building and they are offering low interest rates. They're doing it because they have no choice. They're willing to eat the cost of what they don't get in the interest payment. Clayton, he said, we're gonna have to get you Starlink. Yes, honey, yes. Get the Starlink fund for real Karen Jean. Thank you, my love. Keep up the good work. It was the Obama era stuff that has allowed these house prices to be snatched up by hedge funds. You are absolutely correct about that. You are absolutely correct about that, Clayton. The Black Rocks and the boutique real estate companies that have sprung out of BlackRock. There's one particular that I see them around Denver quite a bit. But they buy up these homes, and that Redfin might be, but it's another not next door. But anyway, they buy up these homes, they turn around and rent them at an exorbitantly high price. It's crazy. But you're right, they started doing that. Obama started that. And that was right after the GFC, the great financial crisis of 2008, when he allowed these big banks to get away with stealing over $1 trillion and flying away from Congress in their private jets when they came to beg Congress for $1 trillion welfare check, like a bill to help tenants. Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but you would be correct. Yeah, they caused the problem. They gauged the reaction of the American citizen, and then they already had an answer waiting. It's the Hegelian dialectic. We know the problem. Yeah. We know it's happening because we caused it, and yeah, we have the solution. So they pretty much descended the world into absolute bankruptcy. And it's a fascinating subject, actually, that started with Iceland. Iceland was the first country that fell, that let people know, oh shit, this is bad. In fact, later I might watch oh geez, that movie that talks about the GFC. It was really good. It is a fascinating subject. Nobody went to jail. The Protecting Tenants at Foreclosure Act to help tenants whose landlords face foreclosure. The law was signed in 2009 and expired in 2014, but was made permanent by Congress in 2018. Paid for by taxpayers, of course, because that's the big coffers. That's the big cauldron full of money, and they just cook it up, and taxpayers are responsible for all the bailouts. Like the aforementioned with the big banks, the JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they all got bailed out while American citizens got kicked out of their homes through foreclosures. You had to be a hedge fund to bid on the properties, and they're the ones who caused the problem. That it's the hedge funds that caused the GFC with the over-the-counter derivatives. They are the ones who caused the GFC in the first place. They just kept coming up with more and more little creative ways to buy a house or to package all of these loans that were given AAA ratings by Moody's, and they were all shit. All these subprime loans were crap. They were all crap, but they were packaged up and put a nice little bow on it and tie it, and here you go. These are wonderful. And Iceland bought a bunch of them. And then when they figured out, whoa. So we can't do nothing with these. These are not really mortgage-backed securities. Nothing's backing these. Nobody's buying them. Uh-oh. Jesus, it was quite a quandary. And nobody went to jail. Oh yeah, I said that. Nobody went except in Iceland. I think Iceland jailed some of their bankers. Had to have like $5 million capital. Yeah, hedge funds. Hedge funds. It's happening if we're not careful. Slowly again, because look where we are. It is only because of President Trump's policies that the inflation rate has started to decrease over even just the last 8 months. all of the tariff money, all of the new deals that President Trump is brokering. He's brokering business deals, bringing money and jobs into the United States. When they told him, no, jobs are never coming back, Obama said it. Slim Slacks Obama said, jobs are never, let me get the Obama voice. Jobs are never coming back. You just may as well accept this is a new normal. Manufacturing jobs are never coming back to the United States. And they're actually coming back to the United States. Yeah, Stellantis is investing $13 billion into a reopening some of the old plants that closed because they sent the work down to Mexico. So Stellantis is now reinvesting in America because, see, Stellantis killed actually they put their business on life support when Carlos Tavares was put in as CEO of Stellantis when they were bought by that French company in 2019, I do believe it was. Anyway, they put Carlos Tavares in charge of Stellantis. He tried to turn Stellantis and Jeep brands and Dodge Ram trucks into some kind of luxury brand, like European luxury, with work trucks that were turned into like tame electric vehicles and 6-cylinder turbos. What? You dumb son of a bitch. He tried to turn Jeep 4xEs. 4xEs are sitting on dealer lots across this country because nobody wants 4xEs. So some people buy them. Let me take that back. Some people want them, but most of them are still sitting on parking lots. There are videos all over YouTube talking about the they bet the house on all these electric this and electric that and all electric and going electric by 2030 and Biden, and then they expected Harris, and they expected Biden first, but he malfunctioned on live TV, and then they handed it to Harris without any sort of vote from the people. Just wanted to point that out. That is not democracy, but they will keep telling you democracy, democracy, democracy. So back to Stellantis. It is a French company. They don't understand the Jeep culture. They don't understand this, 75 plus year old tradition of Jeeps. They don't understand off-roading. They don't know the off-roading community. They don't know people who go to Easter Jeep every year for like the Jeep Mecca in Moab, Utah. They don't understand people who go rock crawling. They don't understand off-roading. They don't understand overlanding. They don't understand any of these things, but they tried to turn all of the American companies that they purchased with the in the auto industry to turn them into some, Jaguar luxury, and it just was not resonating. Excuse you, Jeep is dirty. Like in Dodge, you're not going to sell a bunch of 6-cylinder turbos with beautiful creamy leather seats, buttercream, moonroof, nice leather stitching, and the finest sound system, and beautiful massaging seats. These are work trucks. We want 8 cylinders and we want ICE. We want internal combustion engines. We want fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Make me break out with Metallica here in a second. We don't want, if you want luxury brands, maybe you should have bought I don't know, a luxury brand. Couldn't y'all have bought Lamborghini or some shit? Jeep is dirty. People want to work on them. People get stuck on trails with Jeeps. People climb rocks with Jeeps. It's dirty. People get caught in the rain in Jeeps. People pull and haul things with Jeeps. It's a tradition, dude. Jeeps are known for their off-road capability. We're not, you try to turn it into a hair appointment or a yoga class or going to get avocados at Whole Foods. What? No. Dodge Ram 3500. We wanted to pull houses. We wanted to pull our giant boats. And well, okay, I don't have a boat, but you know what I mean? People, these are work trucks. These are work trucks. The old first generation Dodge Rams, bro, they're sick. That is good old American muscle. It hauls, it tows. You put your dogs in the back because you're taking your dogs to the construction site and they hang out with you every day. You don't want to put dogs on brand new leather seats. Just what are you doing? So anyway, that was my shtick with that. But they screwed up, and they meaning Stellantis. They screwed up. They finally got rid of Carlos Tavares because the company just lost $7 billion in a very short amount of time. And the sales continued to tank. And it was the direct response of consumers saying, screw you, you fucking foreigner. You don't know anything about us. And we don't want to buy your products. We'll just go and get a Tundra, which is a foreign vehicle per se. They're the Japanese brand, Toyota. But they're durable, they're reliable, they run forever, except the newer ones, they're having some problems. There we go again, a 6-cylinder turbo. Those are crapping out all over the place. They did that with the Sequoias, the Forerunners. Just go back to the 8 cylinders, please. Just stop with the nonsense. Go back to the 8 cylinders. Go back to the 8-cylinder Broncos, the old schools, the boxy ones. Those are really cool. See, I like talking shop because it's fun. Cars are fun, trucks are fun, and they tried to take that over also and turn it into some big fluffy bowl of gaiety and just make it inclusive. It's not inclusive. I hate it for you, but it's certain. Everybody is not built for off-roading and back country, and it's not for everybody, and that's cool. That's cool. We're not, not having people have access, but it's just a different. You got to know the community in order to sell the product, I think. So, excuse me. America is on the mend, and it is only because Donald Trump. That's it. That is all. First and foremost, it is because God gave us another chance. Had we had already been judged, I'm telling you, we had already been punished, having to put up with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for 4 freaking years. That was punishment of some sort because we needed a wake-up call, and we needed to see what life would be like. And see, the white liberal baby boomers, they didn't suffer during that time. The credential class liberal, they still did well. So of course they're going to say no kings. I say no brains, but they're going to say no kings because they don't know what you're talking about when you say that life isn't perfect and everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. They don't They don't know why you're whining. They think you're whining. Yeah, that's because, like I said, they have 3 or 4 checks coming in every month. They're good. They can sell their house and buy a boat and live on a boat for the rest of their pathetic existence until they're, whatever, gone away. And for young people who are, just starting out or whatever, they're having a really hard time. See, you used to be able to buy a home and live off of one income. Can't do that no more. And that's what President Trump is trying to go back to, that you can earn a great salary as a truck driver. He's getting rid of all the foreign truck drivers who have been here, who has CDLs, who didn't. First of all, they were here illegally. They didn't know what they were doing, and they were taking up all the damn jobs. What's up? I said, yep, too busy watching the corrupt mainstream media. Why don't people know that they hate us? They hate us. Like that Nicole Wallace individual, she hates American citizens. He said Walter Contrite. That's a great one. That's good. That's good. Yeah, and that's when it used to only be like 3 or 4 channels that you could watch. And now you can watch foreign news. You don't have to watch news here in the United States if it gets to be too much of a pain in the neck, because they're just lying to you all the time. But every single day, President Trump is doing something where he is showing that he cares for and he is working for us. And see, the liberal baby boomers don't want that. They want to be the ones who have all the money. They want to be the ones who have the house that's paid for. They don't want, it's almost, they're selfish. They're selfish. They're old and they're selfish, and they will not admit it. They think that they are fighting for democracy. No, you're an old, selfish bastard, and you don't care about anybody but yourself. You don't care that there are so many opportunities, for example, for welders. That is a really good one. There's a lot of opportunities and openings for welders. We'll talk more about that in subsequent broadcasts. I'm going to try to get on earlier tomorrow. Got back home a little late, so sorry about that. But I'm going to get off of here in a little bit because it's getting late for my brothers and sisters on the East Coast. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. This is the golden age. We are this time next year. And Christmas might still be a little tough this year, but I tell you, this time next year things will be much better. This time they're not going to be able to stand in his way anymore, because all their whining, bitching, moaning, and complaining. We're getting sick of the media and all the stories about, oh, poor illegal who's been here for 37 years and they're getting deported. Bitch, you should. Why didn't you take the time to become a citizen? You ain't had none but air and opportunity to become a citizen. Why did you, now all of a sudden the media wants you to cry and pull out the violins for a bunch of people we don't care about? We don't know you. I don't know you. Awakened Pleb said we need to ship our illegals and fraud visa foreigners more faster still. Ship them out. Absolutely. And it is happening. that it is happening. They're finding a lot of marriage fraud in Minnesota. I like that. They're finding a lot of marriage fraud in Minnesota. Who's in Minnesota? They're going to catch up with her ugly ass at some point. I wonder who's getting indicted this week. We shall see, right? Y'all, God bless you, because there's so much to talk about. We could just do this. We could just do this all night, but I definitely respect your time. I appreciate you so much. God bless you. And I just love you so much and appreciate you. I'm so humbled by the sharing the page and people watching. It's just, God is good all the time. I'm nobody from nowhere, but this is my heart. This is what I love to do. I feel like kind of on the outside, I've been for President Trump for the last 10 years, because this has been this. I've been doing this. I'll, they'll nuke one account and then I start another one. So I'm doing what. Thank you, Mad Hatter. God bless you. I appreciate you doing what God tells me to do. That's all I got. But y'all be sweet, and we will see you mañana. Keep praying for President Trump. Pray for this great nation, and pray for each other. Peace.